Welcome to Work Hates. I'm Bron Lewis, this Bretty Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it's a dreadful boss, a horrible workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you've had none of those things, chances are you're the problem.
You're the problem. Today we are joined with cabaret superstar, comedian, and person who has 5 sugars in their coffee, which is fucking insane, Reuben Kaye.
Woohoo!
It's my second one of the day, and I have a little backup Alan Snakes here, just in case.
Wow.
What the fuck? But actually 5 sugars?
No, I have 3.
Okay.
But look how tiny
But
that
that's
is.
my
It's for
second. That's my
babies.
second one today.
All right.
It's a
All right.
teen-
3 is fine. Because when Bron's like, Reuben has 5, and I was like, that is more sugar than coffee.
It used to be more. I've cut down to 3. I'm
And
a
then
real.
he has a red snake chaser.
For breakfast. Oh, my Lord.
I also had a cardamom bun for fibre.
What is cardamom buns? I've never heard of this.
Cardamom's like a spice. It's a spice.
A spicy
Sweet-
bun. Is it like
sweet bun.
Is it like that fruit nut loaf? That's kind of spicy bread.
We're from different worlds.
We are.
Spicy
we are very
bread.
different world. We established this before because after I did a comedy show, we were doing I think it's the first time we met properly.
Yeah.
I like to say, safe to say, we got on like a house on fire, but we're from very different worlds. You were asking me what Scotty Cam was.
I thought it was a GoPro.
And Kennard's higher. And then later you're like, anyway, this guy's in a polyamorous relationship and he's a slave, but we're still going to make out. And I was like, I don't understand any of this.
And do you know what? We're reaching across cultures.
It's
yes,
beautiful.
we're both learning.
And you're both very open to learning.
I'm
It's very
very
nice.
open to learning. That's
it's really
important.
good. It's a really beautiful thing. Reuben, we're so happy to have you on.
We're
it's
so
very
stoked.
early in the morning
It
for you.
is.
And we're like in the last week of the comedy festival.
I know. It's a big thing that I'm here. You
It
should
is
be great.
huge.
But the only reason I am here is because you told me it was in a brewery, and that felt like the right place to be in the morning.
It is. You've just walked straight from the casino here.
I'm still
no.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was last week. Last week I actually walked from the casino pretty much to here, and there's 2 episodes where I think I'm drunk.
I've said it
Yeah,
before. I'll say it again. You're a hero.
Yeah, he's trying.
Not
you
all
tried
heroes
your
wear
hardest.
capes.
You tried your hardest. You tried your
Somewhere
hardest.
cirrhosis.
But you're here and it's 10 a.m. and you're beautiful. How's your festival going?
So far, so good.
So great.
Yeah, so far so good. I had a little like skip where I got a bit sick and I had to cancel a show.
Just one?
Just one.
That's fine.
Then I'm back on the horse, in the saddle or the harness, depending.
Depending on which show.
Yeah.
I still love it. So have you done the K-hole yet? It's coming up this weekend, isn't it?
When does this go out?
This goes out in like a week and a half, 2 weeks or something.
Oh, we will have just done the K-hole at the forum, and it's nuts. We're getting, I can say, no spoilers now. Zoe Coombs-Mars introducing me as Dave, and we're hoisting her up into the ceiling on wires.
Oh my god.
That's still not the most insane thing because you told me once you got this guy to attach like a chain to his dick and then he towed you in a Bunnings trolley or an Audi trolley.
Yeah, Bunnings
And
trolley.
That was the first time we had a conversation and I was like, fuck, I love this guy's energy.
I love Bunnings and I love dicks. Yeah, that's
But
great.
I'd never been to the K-hole before, but I went in Adelaide 2 years ago. Someone's like, you got to go check it out. It's fucking insane. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'll go. And I had so many fucking edibles. And then the only thing I remember of the night was someone had a flower in their asshole and they whipped it out themselves, or was it in their
Yeah.
piss hole? It was one of
It was
the
in
two.
their piss hole.
It was in their piss hole. Sorry,
That's the
And-
medical term.
Yeah, and I was like,
my
this
God.
is the coolest shit I've ever seen, and I can't understand what's going on, and I've never laughed harder.
Oh my
It was great.
God.
I've never seen a show like it. It fucking blew my socks off.
I have never seen it. I've been to the K-hole once, and it was electric. Like I've never seen a show bigger. Everyone was screaming. No one could cope, but there was no flowers in any orifices. I'm devastated.
Oh, well, you'll come back.
I'll come back for
Maybe
sure.
you could do that act.
I will.
You'll see some nice
will
gardenias.
not. Oh my
Maybe some
god.
fuchsias.
Oh my god.
I like to think of the K-hole as this great kind of mix between riot and celebration. And we get a lot of people saying, it's never have I been in a room with so much like rage and hype and vibe, but it still feels really safe.
Oh yeah.
Which is a really gorgeous thing to happen.
Yes, that's a good
and
description.
It's kind of, I tell my favorite acts to just get on stage, get angry, get naked, get drunk. And some of the loosest stuff happens there.
That's what you want, because it's like it feels like it's its own beast and its own mechanism. Even like
100%.
artists are like, I've got to see it because I don't know what each act's gonna do.
Yeah.
You really know you're doing something good when every other artist is cramming to get in and be like, oh, please, artist pass. I'll pay tickets. I'll pay. I'll cram in. They're like sneaking in through side places to get in. It's a cool vibe.
Man, it was an intense show. Someone had was putting they were naked. There was custard on them, and then I just remember laughing for an hour straight, going like, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching, but I am
Exactly.
We love
loving
it.
it.
Everyone
Yeah.
loves it. No one can go. It's so beautiful. So you're
It's great.
doing that at the next week. So you probably missed it, but you're
You've
doing
missed
that.
it, but next time we'll do it. You know, it's a great show, and you can see my
Yeah.
asshole in it. So there's catering.
Oh my god! But that's the first time I ever.
That's a ticket station.
That's the first time I ever saw you like do anything, and I'd heard it was in Edinburgh, and I heard everyone talking about the K-hole, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, if I can get in, I'd love to go. And then we got in, and I was not expecting it, and I loved it so much, and I was like, how have I never heard of Reuben Kaye before? So to me, and I don't know if this is your experience as well, Bretty, is you came out of nowhere and just exploded. So you everyone was just getting on with their lives, thinking it was pretty grey and normal, and then you just burst into the scene.
I think you did come out of the gut, but I reckon you would have had heaps of, you've started
obviously
from
you
that
had
world.
lots of stuff behind you, but like I never, it was you just exploded in the Australian comedy scene, and everyone was like,
And on
holy
Twitter.
shit!
That was for a different reason.
What happened was, what had happened was, I was in Australia trying to be in musicals when I graduated from uni in like 2003 to 2007-ish. Wasn't getting any gigs, wasn't getting the gig. So I just went, fuck this, I'm off to London. And I moved to London, and I still wasn't getting music theatre gigs, but I got into like the cabaret scene there.
Okay.
And it's not like the comedy scene. It wasn't like, oh, you're doing your £50 for 10 minutes or whatever. You're getting paid like $250 and you're hosting, and it's regular gigs, and you could do 8-9 gigs in a night. So I was like jumping between venues in London,
Right.
and earning good money and being able to work on me and my bits, but there's no switch into TV. There's no switch into stand-up there. The stand-up rooms wouldn't have me. I will say this, my look wasn't as polished. So then at the pandemic in 2019, 2020, I had to come back because I just wasn't going to be in London then.
Yeah.
And I just think that year of 2020 in lockdown, I just wrote and worked. I did online shows to get money. And because I was doing online shows every week, I was kind of like in a year-long joke writing boot camp. And because I was on screen all the time, I had to work on my look and my makeup to make sure that I looked good enough that people would pay me for these online shows so I could eat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then 2021 was the year I did Melbourne Comedy Festival for the first time properly. And that's when it all exploded. And I went, where have you been?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've been around.
Yeah.
Just not ready.
Yeah, like kind of comedy, not comedy adjacent, but that kind of scene in London's different to the stand-up scene. So you've already cut your fucking teeth doing all that shit, and then it's like, oh man, that's pretty cool how it's all just came together, and the actual pandemic helped out.
I absolutely think it did in many ways.
Do you think that if the pandemic didn't happen, you would still be in London?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you miss it?
There's lots of stuff I miss about London, but London is so tough, and the politics of London, the way the country's going now, it just seems like a really awful, and not like Australia's better, but Australia's just got a better quality of life. And I know the scene here now, and I've got a community here.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, actually, I always thought the comedy scene was always going to be something that was a bit of a wall up against me, and I wasn't going to get along with people. But since I've in it, I've just been so welcomed by people who I wouldn't think I'd be welcomed by, like
Isn't that
people like you,
interesting?
where I would have gone, oh, I wouldn't get along with him. Absolutely not. And then meeting you, I'm like, oh, this guy is fucking a legend. And part of that is maybe my own prejudices as well.
And look,
but also
there's a lot of
that thing
things.
is with improv and
I've welcomed you too, but that's fine.
with improv and cabaret, you always think there's this rivalry between us, but I mean, there is a little bit, you get a little bit jealous or envious or whatever the thing is, but it's like, I just appreciate another art form I can't do, but if someone is really good at doing that and you see them do it, if you see shit improv, you see shit stand-up, you're like, yuck. But if you see something sick, you're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm
Yes.
watching,
Yeah,
but
that's
fucking hell
good.
yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you see someone who's got a similar style to you, you're kind of like, oh, okay. And then you like that little bit of like, what is it, competitive nature.
Is that what you
here.
thought
You're
when you
like,
saw me?
I was like, why?
When he was
why
up
is
there
he
with a
trying to
whip
do
and
that?
probably something in his butt,
I'm
you're
a
like,
six-
that's my stuff.
I'm a 6'4" man. Why is everyone celebrating him and not me? No, it's so when and I think comedy is really protective of its art form, and then when someone kind of comes in, they have to prove themselves, and that's just what I've noticed. They have to prove themselves to be incredible. Musical comedians, oh my god, they are either incredible or so bad, and it's very hard to get it. Like I don't think the middle bit
It's
exists.
a fine line. And there's also this thing of sometimes if someone comes into a community already feeling a bit like an outsider, they sometimes go ham on the social element of it, where they're trying to like prove too much. And then in the green room, I'm talking socially, that's when everyone goes, oh, babe, just relax. Calm down. And I reckon if I had tried to get into comedy 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, I would have done that. I wouldn't have been as socially apt, right? I would have done too much. And this is me now learning that I can just sit back and let people talk, which is not what it looks like when I'm in a green room.
Yeah.
But I've learned, this is me like probably my socially most adept.
You're very kind. That's the other thing. It's like you're very
Shut up,
kind. You
bitch.
remember yes, though. You remember everyone's name. You take an interest in people, and I think that's what people don't expect from you, because you come in like this huge energy, and on stage you're like, I don't remember anyone. I don't care about this. Da, 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 da. I'm incredible. Blah blah blah.
People always assume I'm going to be a diva.
Yes, and there's the same thing, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. The same thing with Eloise Eftos, a Perth base. Oh, she's in Sydney now, but she's from Perth, and her shtick is like Australia's first attractive comedian.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, I think she's hilarious. She's hilarious, and everyone thinks because she's so beautiful that she's going to be a massive mole.
People think that makes them so beautiful.
Exactly.
That's why everyone thinks I'm kind. Because I look like shit, dude.
No one expects that, Brett. But then, so when she walks into the room, you do see people go, oh, okay. Or when she goes on stage, people are like ready for her to fail because they expect her to be nasty and not very good at it because she doesn't meet the criteria of like traumatized.
But the flip side of that is I sometimes overwork to make sure people know I'm not a diva.
Yeah. Okay.
I sometimes start being a bit of a people pleaser. So I'm like, I'm so sorry because I know that I look really imposing. I'm tall, I'm in makeup and stuff. And I never want to ever intimidate or be that person off stage. Because you only get away with it on stage, right? Because everyone likes you enough that they're giving you the license. It's more like, not that you're being an asshole or a cunt. It's like when a toddler says a bad word or a toddler has a diva fit and you go, lol. Because the consequences.
Also, it is the stage, so it's the fucking heightened version of yourself. And then someone sits, even to me off stage, goes, oh, you're a bit more mellow off stage. It's like, do you think I'm walking around going, g'day, legends? It's like, what do you... Man, I can't rock at a 10 all the time, you know? Like, you gotta... I do dial back to 5,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, that's like a lot of people assume that I hate my kids. I'm like, oh, no, I don't. It's like I'm just making
just hits
fun
them
of
for giggles.
Yeah, they love it when I hit them. I never hit them.
No, she never hits them.
But I do, like, it's people go like, oh, like they'll try and relate to me in that. I'm like, oh, no, that's not real.
It's so funny. Audiences...
You're hamming it.
Audiences don't have that, sometimes don't get that capacity to go, oh yeah, on stage versus off stage might be different.
Yeah. And like sometimes you give like your kids shit, or I give my mum shit or my dad shit or whatever in a bit. But it doesn't, like, I'm not like, they're fucking, I'm like, no, I'm just giving them a little bit of shit about a fractional thing they did, but I still like the rest of them. You know what I mean? You got to kind of, well, that's true. Besides the Christmas story I told you before.
Yeah, God. It actually sounds like a really hard upbringing you've had. But Reuben, you...
I thought it was about me. What are you talking about?
We're going back to you. We're going back to you.
Reuben!
Yes.
You have been in stand-up comedy or in the entertainment industry for how long?
Since the womb.
Okay. So you finished...
No, I went to VCA. I went to like a posh school. Yeah, but like for 2 years.
But you didn't go to so I assumed you went to a private school growing up.
No,
like
I didn't.
you went to a Povo public school.
I didn't go to a Povo public school. I went
Like
to Baldwin High, which is like, wants to be a private school.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
But it was terrible.
Yeah, okay. And then you got into VCA.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
so
I
you
got
went
to
straight into-
TAFE.
Oh, to do what?
Hello, my brother.
Now we know what you
is
to
why.
get along.
Got a cert 3 over here. No, yeah.
Thank you, Bron. What are you inner city elite?
Got
You think
an
you're better
arts
than us?
degree.
Yeah, cunt.
Because
I've
you
got-
are. You can say cunt on there.
Okay.
Okay, go.
No, I got into Swinburne TAFE, and then after 5 months, I was asked to leave. And
Oh my God, what for? Nudity.
public and private. I just was like not into it. So I was falling asleep in class or not rocking up. And then they were like, you need to leave or sort your shit out. And then I sorted my shit out.
Okay.
And they're like, all right, you can stay. And I was like, I'm out. Bye.
You don't want me, you
Fuck
can't have me.
this
Which
shit.
is such
Yeah.
a petty fucking move and very
you can't
emblematic
fire
of me.
me, I quit.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, you
To
like me
TAFE.
now? Well, now I hate
Swinburne
you. See you
TAFE.
later. Yeah.
It's also my love life.
Yeah. Look, we've all been there. Oh, you actually love me and respect me. Bye.
I have to go. I got to find someone else.
So you left TAFE and then
I
you
got into
did
BCA.
Yeah.
And then I left that. I did the 2 years of it and was like, okay, I hate learning and I hate being in groups of people and repeating things or being told things or being taught. And then I went into musical theatre and it was just the worst. No one was hiring me. I get to the final audition and then I wouldn't get the gig.
Oh.
And I get, you're very talented, but we just don't know if you'd be a good fit. All of it like, you shouldn't really share the stage with other people is really what they were saying.
Wow. Okay.
And then I think the worst gig that I got, when I moved to London, I started getting into musicals. And even though I hated being in musicals, because it's all just being taught and told what to do, awful, and repeating the same things every day, and being in groups of people who put hierarchies, all really high school hierarchies.
Yeah.
I've heard that about that. It's a very pecking order. And
I
apparently even musicals around here, just the same people get hired all the time. Same
Yeah.
role, same cunts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's but and then I had I think the worst gig I ever, or the worst job was I was a lead in the musical Evita.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the UK and Europe, and we toured for a year in this show, and I was one of the leads. But because at the end, after I'd finished doing my lead bit, I went back into the ensemble. I was only ever paid as like a
The
chorus
ensemble.
member.
What? Even though you did the lead for
I was
that
like
long?
20 minutes on stage on my own, singing my tits off, and then that, and then all the ensemble was really high school kind of vibes and young. They're all young kids, so they all just replicated their hierarchies. It was really
Gross.
shitty.
So did you, at the end you found out you were only getting paid that much?
No,
Or
I
did you-
had to accept it because that's the gig, babe.
Oh my God.
So I used to fuck around and put like photos of different people in props. So I used to put like photos of serial killers in people's props. So when they'd open the book, they'd just be like,
Ivan Milat.
yeah. Or like sometimes like I'd have a clipboard and I'd pull it up like this to show people upstage, and it would just be my headshot.
Incredible.
I'd just fuck around like that.
And did they love you or did they
No,
love
they
it or
tried
hate
to
it?
fire me.
Did they?
They tried to fire me, but they
Like
couldn't find
Swinburne
any
TAFE.
proof.
Oh my God.
They fired me. I got a call from my agent in a matinee in the interval saying, Reuben, I know what's happening, but they want you to leave.
What?
And as she said that, the stage manager goes, Reuben, where are you? We've been holding Act 2 looking for you. And I was like, what? And my agent goes, oh my God, you're in a show. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. And clicks up, and the stage manager team grabs me, shoves me into this tuxedo, and pushes me on stage for this scene where we're all of us just standing there watching someone sing, and I'm there being like, I've been fired from my first big job, and I'm just like starting to like cry.
And was it the job that you were in at that moment?
Yeah. It was in.
They'd let your management
They
know.
couldn't make you fucking wait till the end of the
Oh
fucking
my
show.
God.
No.
or end of the
They
week?
put me on stage. Yeah, my agent was like, oh, I forgot that you were in an interval in a matinee show. Sorry to make this call.
Oh my God.
And so I'm on stage processing it and like weeping, and all the other cast like, what's happening?
why
What's
is he
happening to
crying?
Reuben? And like grab me and just like guiding me off stage. Well, I'm like, because I was like, I was in my youth. I was so young.
Yeah, but that's...
And it means a
what
lot to you. Your first
brutal
big
way
gig.
to... Would have mean a lot to anyone. Getting fired mid-song.
Yeah.
And now... What? Sorry?
What? So,
Oh, do you
But
want me to finish it?
the director does it to you. You're like, you're hiding photos, and then you open your book. It says you're fired. You're like, fuck!
Oh,
Fuck, he actually got me good.
what I really love is that at that time it was a surprise to me. But I was like, Reuben, you have been fucking around this whole time. You have been pranking people.
Yeah.
Had anyone else enjoyed the pranks? Do you think?
Yeah, of course they did, but no one. It's that's the other thing. No one's going to stand up and defend because they're all scared for their own necks. Was the vibe I
And it
got.
was hard to get a job.
Hard to get a job. Super competitive.
And you were being a people pleaser by like going, guys, we're all having a good time here. And they were like, yeah, but don't say our names.
Yeah.
What about like a normal shit job at like 7-Eleven
Yeah, what was
or
your first
anything
job?
like, or is it just straight from school
Yeah.
to this world?
Nah, I was in a hospo for the minute I left school. I was in hospitality. I was in. I've been fired from almost every bar in Melbourne. Like from
What,
the
serial killer stuff?
the
or-
Supper Club.
Okay.
Oh, that's a fancy one as
But
well.
also the Prince of Wales.
Yes, I know that one.
A
Yeah.
bar called Barry's. Do you remember bar called
Oh,
Barry's?
yeah.
No, I don't remember
Yep,
Barry's.
yep.
And Queer and Alternative Night. So my shift looked like Thursday night was bar called Barry's Queer and Alternative Night on Smith Street, where I used to wear gumboots, short shorts, singlets, and have a pint of bourbon and Coke there, and just used to get fucking railed. I loved it.
Man, working hospital, I was like, oh, I've missed poured.
Look. And then we would go to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I would work at the Prince of Wales. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I do the straight side because that was when the Prince of Wales was one side was straight, one side was
Yeah,
gay.
I remember that. Yeah.
And
really?
then on Monday
Yeah.
night, I'd work on the gay side because Monday night was $10 jugs, dollar pots.
Yeah, right.
That then would sideline into Minky's, which was their like Russian themed nightclub out the
I
back.
remember this. Yes,
Right.
I remember this.
And
Yeah.
then Tuesday,
It's in
Wednesday.
Kilda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, Wednesday, I would do like the graveyard shift, 4 p.m. till 4 a.m. at the Supper Club.
Oh my
In
God.
Melbourne.
That was cash in hand though, that one, I remember.
Yeah, it
What's
was
that?
good.
How do you mean
It
you
was.
remember?
My friends used, because I used to work at the Imperial, just next door, and then they would all come and drink, and they always had cash. And I was like, fuck, I got to work over there. But I was like, I don't know fuck all about wine or anything fancy, so I'm like, maybe not for me.
No, I
You
didn't.
could ask it.
Yeah, oh, you
I
just
didn't.
lied.
I just lied. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's
you got
really
the-
fruity. Oh, it's got lots of minerals.
It's
Yeah,
wet.
see that already, but I'd be like, oh, it's got minerals. like the mine site my dad works at.
It's flint and meth.
Yeah, I can't really pull it off, you know?
And I was, but my first job was working as a kitchen boy in this shitty diner right opposite the shrine, the Anzac Shrine,
yep.
with this husband and wife duo who ran like an office cafe. So it'd be open from like 6 a.m. till 4.
Yeah.
And he used to make the salmon rissoles in the sink.
Oh,
Not in like a bowl, in the sink, like
gosh.
shove potatoes and raw salmon and breadcrumbs into the sink. But I would also see him spitting in that sink.
Oh my God.
They were so vile, so vile. And they had this boy who he was like their head boy, their prime boy that they loved and they trusted him.
Yeah.
And he was obviously sort of just this parents were cousins kind of affair.
Yes.
And
I know exactly
I
what you're
was
talking
the
about.
slave. I was treated like shit. I was paid maybe $9 an hour. It was
You
criminal.
were Harry Potter.
I was. I really was. And I was in the closet at the time.
Oh my God. I can't
And-
even imagine that.
I can't imagine you ever been in a closet.
I think I thought I was in a closet and they were like, he seems proud. But I quit. I like made a deal when I realized I could quit. So I got offered a job at Boost Juice for $13 an hour.
Oh,
pretty good.
incredible.
so
Oh,
I-
and that would have been like when it was very new, when the polystyrene cups.
Yes, it was.
Is it Janine? Was
Janine
the-
Alice.
Oh my God.
all the hotties at our local
Yes,
Westfield used to work
bandanas.
there. You used to go there like, man, you see Jennifer at Boost Juice? Fuck yeah. We used to go and get a Boost Juice just to talk to the cuties. It was
Probably
sick.
inspired a whole generation of healthy drinking.
Yeah, it's probably what really turned Perth around, you know, into vitamins.
kept them
We're like,
alive.
man, these girls are hot here. You
I'm
know?
really into ginseng now.
Yeah.
So when I quit, I made sure I was late
Good.
for the breakfast lunch, for the breakfast rush.
to get him angry.
To get him angry and to make sure that none of the prep was done. It's like,
Perfect.
I'll get there. It was before texting, actually, before like mobiles and stuff. And then I rocked up, I think at 7:30. It's just meant to
Oh, it's
start
an
at
hour and a
6.
half
Hour and a half
late.
late.
That's good.
Walked in and they're under the pump. There's coffees, there's breakfast, there's everything. They're all sweet. It's like, Reuben, thank God you're here. Blah, 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 blah. And I walked in and I just grabbed the tip jar and went, I quit and walked out.
Oh, with the whole tip. This is epic. Okay, because one of the questions we ask is, have you left in a spectacular fashion? And people have had like, there's been some good ones, but this is incredible. You actually
Stole the tip jar.
I didn't steal it. I took what was mine.
Yeah, good for
that's-
you.
Because I
Yeah.
never got any tips.
Yeah, right.
Ah,
As a slave
yeah.
boy, I never got any tips.
So this is your final
Scumbag.
fuck you.
How much was in it?
Oh, no.
You're like,
$11.
damn it, there's only $3
I'm
here.
going to say this was still in the age of copper coins.
Holy hell. You're not that much older than Bretty and I. Bretty and I are 38 or something, 37 or something like that.
38?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no, we're 37.
Yeah, same. 21.
Perpetually 21. Yeah, but I remember 1 and 2 cent coins, don't you?
Yeah, but that was like
where you got
when
the
we were
colour
little
from your hair.
kids. How
Well, I didn't say
dare
it.
you.
I
I'm
didn't
actually, I've never fought a guest. But today is the day, and I honestly
You
think
would
I
fucking
might win.
lose, dude.
I would. Oh,
Yeah, no. I meant Bronny. I was like, he's like 6'3".
No, it's fine. I'm angry. I've got
yeah, but the wrists are purely ornamental.
I have not done a day's manual labour ever.
and just steals.
Do hand jobs count?
Yeah, well, in that case, you should have strong wrists.
He's got me there. The pure logic.
You stole the tip jar. I worked at a place in St Kilda where
Okay,
I
we
was
need
the
to stop
slave
saying the
girl.
word stole on camera, please. I
Okay.
reclaim.
I
Yeah,
reclaimed
that's
what was
fine.
rightfully
I
mine.
reclaimed.
Yeah,
With $3.20. I would have gone on and said, by the way, he makes the wrist holes in the fucking sink.
Yeah,
It
there's
was
so many more things you
awful.
could have done. You're right,
But that's a good fuck you. It's like, I'm late. They're panicked. They're like, oh, thank fuck he's here. He's going to save the day. Then you leave.
But what was it like? What was the tipping point? Like, did something happen to the shift before?
No.
You just
It was,
fed
I
up.
knew every day I was like, I'm getting money. This is the first job I've ever had. I'm getting money, and that new experience of getting cash independently was really a great motivator to stay in a terrible job.
Yeah.
Isn't that a great metaphor? And then it was really getting the job at Boost Juice that made me think
Changed your
everything's
life.
coming up Millhouse.
Yes, it actually changed your life. Thank you, Janine.
But also, the best part is
Yeah.
when I went to my first day at Boost Juice, it was a case of, it was the South Bank store, second
very
busiest in
busy.
Australia.
Very busy.
Right, and all of it was just the little ballet girls from the VCA with their buns going, I'll just have a small, super skinny boost. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Have the full fat one. You're going to throw it up anyway, babe.
Yeah, sweetie
And
girl,
I
darling.
rocked up and I was told that I was going for a trial shift and I was to report to Odette.
Already, she's terrifying.
Already.
But also,
I've never heard anyone called Odette.
Right.
she's
She's from East
incredible,
Germany or
that's
some shit.
Yeah, my name is Odette. We will make smoothies now. And I was kind of like, I'm going to be fucking on time and good. And I rock up in my little backpack and I get there, the store's buzzing. And I go, oh, I'm Reuben. I'm here for my trial shift. I'm here to report to Odette. And this guy goes, put your bag in the bag locker. I'm like, oh, no, I meant to speak to Odette. He goes, no, put your bag in the bag locker. I was like, okay, where's the bag? Just put your bag in the bag locker.
my
And I'm like,
God.
okay. And then he points to the bag locker and it's this little thing underneath the washing up sink. And I open the bag locker and in there is just a girl balled up like this, crying.
Odette.
With the name badge that said Odette. And she just took my bag and then shut the door. And that was my first day at Boost.
Was that the manager?
Yes.
Oh,
And then you're ringing back that cafe like, I was joking about that tip jar shit, by the way. Yeah.
I'll bring it back.
Invested it in blue chip and we've got some great news. We can expand.
She's in there going, fuck.
She was on
my
a massive come
God.
down.
Oh,
Odette.
okay, all right.
Huge come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I ended up...
Did you get the job?
Yeah, I rose to the ranks. I was area manager for most of Melbourne.
No, you were not. Whoa.
I had, like, I was
you
one
took
of
it
those
so
cunts with
seriously.
like all the bandanas on and like
Yes.
3 name badges with different names, and I'd be pumping up the music, going, "Jump for my love."
Oh my God.
And I used to make my own raver
Yes.
pants, and then one day, because all I was eating was booze juice, so you get it for free, and all I was eating was fruit. That had its toll on my digestive system, and I crapped myself at the register,
In your rave pants.
and I had to just tie them all up and hodl to the toilet.
Because they were just spilling out the bottom of
I
your
love,
rave pants.
I love when someone
Oh.
shits himself at work.
It's the
It's the fucking best.
I've got one better. I was in Pack Fair in the Gold Coast,
Yeah.
which is a huge shopping centre.
Yes, I used to work at Supre there.
Right, that absolutely. And
Look, absolutely. Yeah. Bron, I think that's what they call in the industry a sweet burn.
Okay. Okay. It was my worst
I'll get you some
job.
Savlon. And
Oh my God.
I was wearing short shorts
Ooh, that's not good.
and white singlet, and I was listening to Aqua, and I was having my time, and then out of nowhere, I just leant into the freezer aisle to get some milk, and I did what we've all done, trusted a fart, and that fart betrayed me.
Oh my gosh.
And liquid fire spilled down my leg. And the worst was I was wearing like white sneakers, white shorts,
You
circa
can't,
gay.
yeah, you can't hide that.
I can't hide that.
No.
Oh no,
Oh,
Cotties.
no. Was this in Boost Juice?
Oh,
No.
no, this is in Pack Fair
Like
with all that
just-
fluorescent lighting. And do you know how
You
far
were
away
just
the
a customer.
toilets are? Yeah, just a customer.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Just, you know how far away the toilets are from the Woolies in Pack Fair?
I know how far away they are from Supre.
Quite a long waddle. Because you just have to suddenly just kind of go, okay, I'm just going to do this.
No.
And not even enough time to or thought to turn off my music.
Aqua.
So all I've got is just like
I'm a Barbie girl.
this while I'm waddling with shit running down my legs.
Did anyone say, excuse me, you've got shit running down your legs? They wouldn't do that at the Gold Coast. No. They've seen shit running down people's
They're just like,
legs
there's another
every
one.
day. Exactly, it's fine. That
Happened again.
If you
my
don't
God.
see someone with shit on their pants,
What's
you're
going
fucking
on?
shocked.
That's
What's
it.
happening here?
That's
Someone
where
from Melbourne's here.
Imperial, that's where I shat myself next to supper club. Yeah.
Great.
On my first shift, picked up a table, trusted a fart, was 2 hours late to my first shift, trusted the fart. He's like, give us a hand moving this furniture. Lifted it up, went, oh, no. And then ran upstairs and I was like, I gotta go. And he's like, no. We need to move this furniture. You're 2 hours late. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I came down. I was like, there's only one way to win this conversation. That's being honest. And I said, he goes, look, man, it's not gonna work out. And I said, man, I shat myself. And he laughed so hard, he gave me the job. And I worked there for 2 years.
Honesty and
beautiful?
incontinence are the best policies.
Yeah. And I was like, can I also go home? Because I had to turf my undies. So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And he did not let me. So he's like, oh, man, we're going to finish the shift. I was like, all right, I'll just free ball it. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
You've
shat
never
my
shat
pants.
yourself at work.
No, I don't think so.
That's
Not
a
even giving
fucking-
birth?
no, didn't ever. No, none
That's
of the
insane.
Times. None of the times.
How tight is your sphincter?
Very tight.
Very
Thank
tight.
you for saying that. Thank
I
you
reckon
for bringing
someone's a
that up.
fucking liar.
I've never shat myself. I don't think I've shat I've shat myself in Kmart before, but who hasn't?
So you have shat yourself?
Yeah, but just not at work. I didn't work at Kmart.
Yeah, well, there you
you?
go. So you've got a story about
But you
shitting
give that
yourself.
vibe.
You got
I
more
was
of
saying
a, you
that
got a
Reuben was so
Kmart to pray
nice.
vibe. Yeah. What happened? Tell us the Kmart story. I know you don't
I
like
had
to
a
show
baby.
behind the wall sometimes, Bronny. You're a very serious person.
Baby in a pram. I was walking along and then I was busting and I quick and then as soon as I turned the pram around, I did a poop.
That tiny, abdominal crunch of turning
Yeah.
a pram.
And then I
Yeah.
had to run to, and then I went to.
What can I say?
Yeah.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing jeans.
Yeah.
Well, that's safe.
And
but also
then-
you got your
no.
child, so you got like baby wipes.
Exactly,
That's the safest
exactly.
shit.
Just
yourself.
nap-
Blame the
nappies.
smell on them.
Yeah.
I just grabbed a pair of tracksuit pants and bought them and went to the bathrooms, changed it, threw the jeans in the bin. I didn't want to think about that
No,
ever
if
again.
anything, that's the best place to shit yourself.
Exactly. Actually, I'm so organised.
You
I'll be
only-
like, if I'm going to ship myself, it's around very cheap clothing that I can purchase.
Can we just spare a thought? Spare a thought for the poor Kmart employee or the people who have to be around that bin
Yeah.
and not know or be able to smell and go, I think I know what that is and I'm not going near that bin.
Yeah. It's Bron Lewis's poop, but it was in like the baby. It was in like the
At
baby
Bron
thing.
Baby
Lewis
changing area?
on Instagram. Kmart, possible collab. New autumn range.
Actually, that'd be great. Be good. What did you say to me,
I
Brett?
could see you as with the red K and the red hair and the red lip. It all
As a
looked
Kmart ad person.
Yeah, model.
Oh my god!
Is that a
Someone
bad
said
thing?
I went to a rave
No,
once. I
I
went to a
think it'd be a cool
Buschdorf, and this guy off his face came over to
I
my
can't
friend
imagine
and
you at a
I.
Buschdorf either.
I made a huge mistake.
I know.
I made
Bronny.
a
What are you
huge
doing?
mistake.
You were like, who are these
I was
fucking
like,
idiots?
I was like, what are we here for? I don't understand what's going on.
And why is this music loud?
I was like, and I was
That's
like,
me
why
at a lineup
is
set.
I'm like, why is no one wearing shoes? We're outside. And then like this guy came over. He's off his face. He danced over to my friend and I, and he goes, you two look like sports girl models. And we were like, oh my God. And I know now that he was saying it as an insult.
Right.
But we were like, thank you so much. And then he danced away.
That is peak Brisbane. You're like, oh my God, thank you.
We were like, thank you literally so much. This is the time I had hair extensions and they were falling
this not
out.
real?
So I was tucking them into, this is real hair. I took my hair extensions out and I was tucking them into my bra because I thought, someone might be able to stick them back in. And then as I was doing this, because it was just so normal to me, I didn't really care. I look over and there's this pack of munted people who were like, what the fuck is she doing? It just looked like I was ripping
Pulling
my
it.
own hair out and tucking it into my bra.
I'll save this one for the dolls later.
It's someone's first acid trip. Like, nothing weird's going to happen. It's fine. You're like, oh my God. Someone once in the Gold Coast, of course, as a joke, I said, oh, can I have a hit of your vape? And he's like, yeah. And I had like a hit of the vape. And I had another one. He goes, oh, I wouldn't do that. And I was
Why?
like, why? It's just
Oh my God.
tobacco. And he's like, it's hemp oil. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I was in a quick state of greening out. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to this place I'm staying at with my mate. Long as nothing weird happens there, I'm just going to go straight to bed. The chick he was seeing had a fucking Alaskan Malamute that was the size of a wolf. And as I walk in the house, it's like, ow! And I'm like, I cannot deal with this right now. I was like, why is it here? I said, I've had too much. I've got to go to bed.
Wait, so the next day there was never any dog?
No.
There's no dog.
No, it was just me with my shirt off on the roof. Ow!
So Reuben, what's the worst gig you've ever done? Was it the Evita gig?
No.
I
In London, I got asked by this guy who came and saw a show and was like, I love what you do. He was really wealthy and he was like, I want you to come and do it.
Thank you.
All right, this already sounds like a problem. As soon as a rich guy saying, I've got a private show. Yeah.
Exactly, right? And then it was a case of, I want you to come and do 10 minutes at my Polo thing.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And he gives me the address and I'm like, well,
no.
this is the fee I want because I can tell you have money.
Yes.
And I gave him a fuck off fee. And he goes, oh, couldn't you just sort of, as a favor, just do it?
Oh,
and I was like,
for
as
free.
As a favor.
So I don't even know you.
I don't know you, and you're incredibly wealthy.
Yeah.
Why would I do a favor? And so anyway, he begrudgingly pays less than the fee. So I'm already like, ugh. We get to the place. There's no stage. There's no lights. It's just me doing it at the same level as people's eyes, which as we know is bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm getting onto the bar to make it work, but the bartenders are like, obviously, could you not get on our fucking bar?
Like, I'm trying to do a fucking show.
And what kind of show? Just are you singing? What are you doing?
I was doing a number and a bit of stand-up.
Okay.
And there's a balcony around the bar. It's one of those London places it's narrow but high. And I get up and I'm doing my bit and it's not going well. It's really bombing. And then I look up and I just kind of see this woman who's just looking at me with this awful look. And I go, oh, you hate me. It's like my mum's here. And she just picks ice out of her glass and throws it at me.
Oh my God.
Shit.
I am, by the way, at this point, not only am I in drag, but because it's a polo gear thing, he said I could dress you up in polo gear. That'll be funny. And I am dressed in a polo vest thing and hat and a mallet and my mic. And the ice bounces off the polo helmet and is so loud in my head. It is louder. There's no laughs. It's the only sound in the room is ice ricocheting off my helmet.
But also you're like, well, thank fuck they gave me the helmet at the start.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I finish it to sort of mildly confused shuffling. And when you finish a number,
Yes.
people are just programmed to applaud because it's the end of a song, right?
Yeah.
Nah, nothing. I get off and he just goes, oh, well, considering how all that went, I just don't really feel comfortable doing the full fee.
No, he
And I was
didn't.
like, and I just took everything off and walked away.
You
I just
didn't get
walked
paid for
away.
anything?
No.
Reuben, this
Considering
is
how it went, you should give me fucking double.
Double! Yeah. No,
That is
I just walked away.
horrific.
Awful.
And did you ever see that man again?
No.
What about the woman who
Oh,
assaulted
no,
you?
I did because I ended up doing another gig in one of his venues and we had to hold the show for 45 minutes because he was arriving. And he arrived 45 minutes late with one of his wives and we also then, once he'd arrived, had to halt the show again so his wife could change shoes.
This is an absurd amount of money this man has. Yeah.
And he didn't pay you a cent.
No.
And you got assaulted.
I got assaulted. It's not like a punch. You could go, fine, maybe there's some world in which I deserve that. Just the derisory contempt of ice being thrown from above, dropped.
I actually think the worst thing is because I always think with musical comedy or I was like, it doesn't matter what happens. If someone's got a guitar out at the end, people always clap. So you can't really go wrong. I was like, man, they've always got a safety net. But then I realized if they don't do the one thing they have to do, that means they fucking hate you. So even more than laughing throughout the whole thing. They're like, I'm not even going to do to make him stop. I'll just let him sit in his silence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fucking
brutal.
awful.
Yeah. And
So
because there's no one after me, right? It was just that silence as I shuffled off the bar in heels, which isn't glamorous. And then the music just slowly faded up for the rest of the room. And then the hubbub continued.
Oh my God.
And I was just like...
And you couldn't even leave and go, well, at least I got paid. At least I got paid.
Even worse, there was no backstage exit.
Oh, you had to walk
So I had to
through.
walk through them to get out and take the bus home in my makeup.
Oh, the bus as well. That's not good.
No. Bus home in drag in the
Oh
daytime.
my God.
It was awful.
Hell. So if you could go back in time and do that differently, what would you have done? Knowing all you know now?
I would have said no.
Yes.
I would have said no because I would have gone, I don't think that's the gig for you. Or, do you know what? I would have said, okay, I get paid before I go on stage.
Yeah.
As a first rule, and that's just it. That's
And
just
have you done that since?
Yeah, now I
Yeah.
say with certain
Right.
people, you go, I think I've got a good radar on this. If I think it's not going to go the way I think it's going to go, or I don't think you're going to pay me, you get paid before you go on stage.
Great.
And also, I think
Because then it doesn't matter. You got to what is it? Compensation. You got to think a hold fast in you that goes, well, this gig is bombing, but it's only 10 minutes, and I got my money.
Yeah, the
Well,
money's in my
when
pocket.
when I'm bombing at corporates, I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to be sitting on a new couch in a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, I don't give a shit. I'll cop it in the face for 20 minutes.
That's it.
Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I had a gig in London where I just ate dirt. I ate dirt. I did real good for the first 2 minutes, but you know when they go, great, you do your first set and then you'll come back and do another set after they've eaten.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, they're not going to want to see me twice.
No.
They're not. I did real good for the first 2 minutes, and then the crowd starts like going, oh, there's more, because there's so many things to do, right? It was an event for a social media company. So they had all these other people from social media, and they were just an industry thing. And then I was there. And so people were just like, oh, there's so many other interesting things to do. We don't need entertaining. We're just here to talk. So they saw me, they paid
overstimulated.
attention, they laughed, and then they're like, and now we're distracted. And then they went away, and then was to get them back again. It was just this unplayable gig.
You were the host of, or you were just digging two
I was hosting.
spots?
No, I was hosting bingo,
Oh.
and no one wanted to play bingo because they.
Why would you?
Yeah, and my manager was there watching it, just being like, "This is an unplayable gig. You're doing so well, but I can't wait for us to get out of here."
Let's not. Yeah, let's take the money and run.
But that's the thing. I knew I was like, I am getting paid too much for this.
Yeah.
This is like paid for my flights to Australia.
Wow.
So I'm fine.
So I'm
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Legs
yeah, you're like,
11. Legs
yeah,
11.
yeah, That's
69.
me
Dinner
having
for two.
champagne on a plane. I don't give a fuck about you. Fuck you.
Oh, Reuben, thank you so much
you
for
for joining us.
coming
Is it
on.
over? It's
Yeah,
over.
you've done such
This has
a good-
been so
Have you-
lovely.
It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed having you. I knew you'd be good.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
enjoyed being here too, Brett.
Thank you.
And you haven't even had to eat one snake.
Say that? Friends.
Friends.
I knew you were. I knew the only
No, I
reason
meant
why
like
Reuben was
more than
coming
you.
on.
More than you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like Brett, Bron.
fine.
She gets
I've got-
annoyed that when you messaged even before, you're like, oh, I love Brett. She's like, no mention of me.
I just want to say this right now. I support women in comedy,
Oh my God.
Except Bron Lewis.
except Rod Lewis.
We've been Work Hates and this has been our last episode. Thanks very much.
Thank you. I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.
Kill me.